Well, this video is intended for Hayden on his birthday, and Donna and I want to wish you a very happy birthday. We hope you're having a good time. Donna will not appear on this video. I would suggest if you'd like her to read you something, you should ask her to. She's a little bit camera shy at the moment and afraid of new technology. Other relatives may read this, listen to this at their own risk. And first of all, what I'd like to read is a classic poem that was read to me in my youth by my father, and it's Oliver Wendell Holmes' The Deacon's Masterpiece, otherwise known as Oh, the Wonderful One-Horse Shay. Have you ever heard of the wonderful one-horse shay that was built in such a logical way it ran 100 years a day? And then, of a sudden, it all but stay. I'll tell you what happened without delays, scaring the parson into fits, frightening people who out of their wits. Have you ever heard, I say? 1755, Georgius Secundus was then alive. Snuffy old drone from the German high. That was the year when Lisbon town saw the earth open and gulp her down, and Braddock's army was done so brown. Left without a scalp to its crown, it was on that terrible earthquake day that the Deacon finished the one-horse stay. Now, in the building of chases, I tell you what, there's always somewhere a weakest spot, in hug, tire, fellow, in spring or thrill, in panel or crossbar, on floor or sill, in screw, bolt, thorough brace, lurking still. Find it somewhere you must and will, above or below or within or without, and that's the reason beyond a doubt that a chase breaks down but doesn't wear out. But the Deacon swore, as deacons do, with an I do boom, and I tell you, he would build one shay to build the town, in the country and all the country around. 30, it should be so built that it couldn't break down. For, said the Deacon, you're mighty plain, that the weakest piece must stand the strain. 'Tis the way to fix it, I maintain, it's only just to make the place as strong as the rest. So the Deacon inquired of the village folk where he could find the strongest oak that couldn't be split, nor bent, nor spoke. That was for spokes and floors and sills. He sent for lancewood to make the thrills. The crossbars were ash from the straightest trees, the panels of whitewood that cut from cheese. But last like iron for things like these, the hubs of logs from the settler's elm, last of its timber, that they couldn't sell 'em. Never an axe had seen their chips, and the wedges flew from between their lips. Their blunt ends fizzled like celery tips, step and prop iron, bolt and screw, spring and prop iron, spring, tire, axle, and linchpin too, steel of the finest, bright and blue, thorough brace, bison skin, thick and wide, boot, top, dasher from tough old hide, found in the pit where the tanner died. That was the way he put her through. There, said the Deacon, now she'll do. Do I tell you I rather guess she was a wonder, and nothing less. Colts grew horses, beards grew gray, deacons and deaconesses stopped away. Children and grandchildren, where were they? But there stood the stout one-horse shay, as fresh as on Lisbon's earthquake day. 1800 it came and found the Deacon's masterpiece strong and sound. 1800 increased by 10. Handsome carriage they called it then. 1820 came, running as usual, much the same. 30 and 40 at last arrived, and then came 50 and 55. Little of value we value here. Wakes on the morn of its 100th year, without both feeling and looking queer. In fact, there's nothing that keeps its youth, so far as I know, but a tree and truth. This is a moral that runs at large. Take it, you're welcome, no extra charge. 1st of November, the earthquake day, there are traces of age in the one-horse shay, a general flavor of mild decay, but nothing local, as one might say. There couldn't be, for the Deacon's heart had made it so light in every part. There wasn't a chance for one to start, for the wheels were just as strong as thills, and the floor was just as strong as the stills, and the panels just as strong as the floor, and the whipple tree nothing less nor more, and the back crossbar as strong as the fore, and spring and axle and hub encore. And yet, as a whole, it is past a doubt, in another hour it will be worn out. 1st of November, 55. This morning the parson takes a drive. Now, small boys, get out of the way. Here comes the wonderful one-horse shay, drawn by a rat-tailed ewe-necked bay. Hand up, said the parson. Off went they. The parson was working his Sunday text. Had to get 50 and stopped perplexed. At what? The Moses was coming next? All at once the horse stood still, close by the meeting house on the hill. First a shiver and then a thrill, then something decided like a spill, and the parson was sitting upon a rock at 9:30 by the meeting house clock. Just the hour the earthquake shook. What do you think the parson found when he got up and stared around? The poor old chaise in a heap or mound, as it had been to the mill and the ground. You see, of course, if you're not a dunce, how it went to pieces all at once, and nothing first, just as bubbles do when they burst. Into the wonderful one-horse shay. Logic is logic. That's all I say. I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed reading it. It brought back some pleasant memories. Happy birthday, Hayden.